Amsterdam. Visit the world-famous 17th century capital of Holland. Enjoy the historic buildings, beautiful museums and pleasant ambience. Go for a boat tour on the canals, stroll through Vondelpark, and go shopping in the inner city. Amsterdam is a unique city. Holland from a bird's eye view. Discover how Holland was formed, how 4 million people live below sea level and their constant battle against the impeding waters. The Dutch, however, are a steadfast and resolute people. Learn how they created a landscape unlike any other, characterized by its dikes, polders and windmills. A unique experience. The real highlight of this is Holland is the flight experience. Using the latest technology, the attraction becomes a unique flight experience across the major landmarks in Holland, featuring an enormous spherical screen and special effects such as wind, fog and various scents. It's really as if you are floating through the air, crossing dikes and braving thunderous storms. So, fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a flight to remember. What will you see? The flight takes you across Dutch landmarks, providing a truly unique overview. See the canals, polders, tulip fields and nature reserves such as the Waddenzee and the oldest natural park in Holland, the Veluwe. Municipalities, conservation organizations and UNESCO have granted This Is Holland with special permission to film all of the Dutch World Heritage sites from high above. We recommend, combine This Is Holland with a breathtaking view of Amsterdam from the Adama Lookout and a visit to Amsterdam Noord, the capital's breeding ground for creativity. No visit to Amsterdam is complete without having seen its beautiful, iconic canals. They are the symbol of the city and have enormous cultural and historical value. It's not for nothing that the 17th century Amsterdam Canal Ring was placed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2010. According to the UNESCO World Heritage Commission, Amsterdam's canals represent cultural heritage of exceptional quality. They originated in the 17th century when Amsterdam was looking for a way to transport food and other goods to the city center as quickly and efficiently as possible, while simultaneously controlling the water and keeping potential enemy armies at bay. The result is a beautifully designed and structured maze of canals that give Amsterdam its unique character. The canals are icons of the capital city, which is why Amsterdam does its utmost to maintain and protect them. According to experts, the canals lend Amsterdam an extremely charming, friendly appearance. There are little to no high-rise buildings in the center. The Rijksmuseum is the principal national museum in Holland. It illustrates the art and history of Holland from the Middle Ages to the present. World-famous highlights from the Dutch Golden Age, including Rembrandt van Rijn's Night Watch and Johannes Vermeer's The Milkmaid, can be admired at the Rijksmuseum. Must-see works. The Rijksmuseum's collection illustrates the history of Holland, from the Middle Ages to the present. It showcases art and history in an international context. Some works you should definitely see include 1. Night Watch, Rembrandt van Rijn's most well-known painting that is famous throughout the world. 2. The museum's gallery of honor in which paintings from great masters are displayed, including Frans Hals, Jan Steen, Vermeer and Rembrandt. Even if you have only little time to spare for a visit, this is where you can see the best of the Golden Age in one place. 3. Discover life in the Golden Age by exploring the centuries-old dolls' houses, the oldest of which dates from 1676. 4. A gorgeous collection of Delft blue pottery ranging from tea sets to vases. 5. The Kuipers Bibliotheek is the biggest and oldest art history library in Holland. A far-reaching renovation has restored the space to its original grandeur. The Philips Wing. The museum organizes several exhibitions in the Philips Wing every year, showcasing works from its own collection as well as international loans. There is a coffee corner in the Philips Wing. You can also buy exhibition catalogs and gifts associated with the exhibitions here. Visit the Rijksmuseum. Whether you are planning a short or a longer stay in Amsterdam, the Rijksmuseum is a must-see. It is open daily from 9 o'clock to 1700 hours. The museum's ticket desk closes at 16:30. The Anne Frank House is a museum with a history. It lies in the center of Amsterdam and features the secret annex where Anne Frank wrote her famous diary during the Second World War. Amsterdam's relationship with bicycles goes back decades. Even when car ownership became the norm, Holland refused to follow suit, mostly thanks to the country's flat terrain and a definitive choice to create the ideal cycling infrastructure. These days you can't step a foot outside Central Station without seeing a continuous flurry of cyclists of all ages and backgrounds, from suited-up business people to parents transporting their young children. And it's safe to say that Amsterdam is by far the most cycling-friendly city in the world. That's why the simplest and most cost-effective way to get around the city and fit right in with the locals is to hire a bike. Amsterdam, a city built for bikes. Hire a bike in Amsterdam to make the most of the city. Not only is cycling in Amsterdam cheap and accessible, it's safe too. The city is equipped with a whopping 400 kilometers of cycle paths. That's farther than the distance from Amsterdam to London. Needless to say, it's a breeze to hop on a bike to traverse the city's symbolic cobbled streets, attractions and canals. There's simply so much to do and see on a bike in Amsterdam, but you have to get your hands on one first. Luckily, Amsterdam has you covered with its impressive selection of bike hire shops and locations. Art from Russia, Amstelhof. The art collection of the Hermitage in St. Petersburg had become so extensive that the museum decided to put a range of works on display in branches. The biggest of these can be found in Amsterdam. The Russian art was initially on display in a small building, but the Hermitage in the Amstelhof opened its doors in 2009. Just a year later, the museum welcomed its 1 millionth visitor. The Hermitage is one of the top attractions in Amsterdam. Taking a canal cruise through Amsterdam's historic waterways is one of the best ways to explore the city. These guided boat trips offer unparalleled views of the centuries-old architecture, charming canal houses and monuments. And if the sights are accompanied by an informative tour guide, a glass of wine, or even dinner, so much the better. Experience Amsterdam from the water. While cycling may be the transport of choice for locals, seeing the city from the water is an excellent way for visitors to get their bearings. There is a wide variety of canal cruises to choose from, each offering different types of tours, boats, departure points and onboard services. Compared to many other European cities, Amsterdam is a compact size, which means you can sail past many of the major points of interest in an hour or two. Combine a canal cruise with active sightseeing. As Amsterdam is surrounded by water, most of the museums and attractions are easily accessible from the canals. Several canal tours operate on a hop-on, hop-off basis, which is a convenient way to tick important landmarks off your must-see list, to stop off to explore the treasures in the Rijksmuseum, or simply allowing